Well, hi everybody. As you can see from my mess on my bench, I've been busy at work. But today, I'm going to show you how to build that. Sheet metal brake using a stick welder, a bunch of steel, and some welding rods. Someone found these plans from the Metalist. These are the materials I needed. I already pre-cut and pre-drilled most of it. The drawings are in metric, so I had to do some converting, which is not quite exact. Something like that. Now I first started fabricating the top. I took a piece of 3-inch angle iron about 30 inches long and leveled it up in the vise. Now the first piece I wanted to weld is this. Got to center it up on top of the angle with a little bit of an overhang as detailed in the drawing. Just tacking with 6011 for now. We'll be welding out with 7018 once the pieces are tacked in place. Ow, that was bright. Now I'm going to tack up these. These are for, well, you'll see later. See, this is why I level and square my base first. I can always check and recheck to make sure the lineup is good with just a level and a square. Just make sure you recheck the base in case anything moves. Bang, bang. Yeah, that's the right tool for the job right there. Now that it's all tacked up, the first pass is with 6011. You there, Smokey? Level-ish. Okay. Okay. Not the prettiest in the world, but that's what 7018 is for. Aha! 6011. But why 2 passes? Why not just one? Good question. Well, I can use 6011 for the first pass to get all my penetration that I want for a strong weld. 6011 is not good for impact or any sort of metal fatigue like that, so you use 7018 for the second pass to assist with the metal fatigue. So 6011, deep penetration, 7018, metal fatigue and extra strength. See? Yes. Okay. Even though it takes a little more time to weld the parts this way, it just makes me feel that much more confident in my welds. Plus, you can manipulate 6011 a little better in tight spots to fill up gap. Then 7018 over it. Ta-da! I gotta make that handle. So for the handle, I took a piece of 1/2-inch round stock and cut it to a length. Then I measure where my bends go with my hand? Really? Your hand? Yes! You have a tape measure in your other hand. Just watch, it'll be fine. Okay, if you say so. So I took my MAP gas torch to heat up the round stock to bend my handle into shape. Right on time to run out of MAP gas. Yeah, you probably should have gotten a refill before you started. Well, I need more fuel. Now I can tack it to the top piece and weld it nice and strong. Now that the top piece is done, I can set it to the side. Next is the base. This is a piece of 4-inch flat stock that is a 1/2 inch thick. Cut to the right size, of course. Now I had to chamfer both ends like this. Why is that? Well, he, or I, will tell you.
I chamfer these edges down so I can get my little round stock here to lay in the center of that corner. That way when I make my bends and I set this bender up and I put it all together, the corners are real close and you get that real nice tight bend. You'll see it. Don't you worry, you'll see it.
Being real careful not to get spatter on the ends. That way I'm not standing there filing all day. Having the hinge as parallel as I can with the base is really important here.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me do this. Need these two to go where?
Right off the round bar you just put on.
Really?
Yes, really.
Really?
That's what it says.
Like that, I guess. Bolt. Big bolt.
So that big bolt will get its head chopped off by my bandsaw. Then I had to get rid of the leftover burrs. The bolts then get tacked and welded in the big hole I drilled in those pieces. Now that the base is done, it's time to make the other piece, starting with the handle. I have 1-inch square tubing and some of my old 1-inch pipe for the handle. Again, working from a level and square base so fitting is easier.
Beautiful.
My welding is probably a little overkill here, but it won't hurt anyone. I was having too much fun. The piece on the vise is 2-inch by 3-inch angle that is 3/8 of an inch thick. I am centering the handle onto this piece and holding the tubing down with a C-clamp so I get a nice tight fit. These pieces need holes for the other part of the hinge, which will all make sense here in a little bit. First, I drill one piece with the two holes, and to match them, I stack them on top of each other to use the drilled holes as a guide.
And that's how you drill two identical pieces.
Now these little pieces are the other part of the hinge. The holes I'm drilling will be threaded for bolts. Then I flip them 90 degrees over to drill a 1/2 inch hole all the way through for those little round stock pieces to slide in. Now I can clamp these pieces down and weld them on. Gotta make sure they measure the right distance. This is a critical connection, so I made sure these welds are strong.
Might be okay. So I thought I screwed up here because these holes are really close to the edge. And they might still be, because I got to get those in there.
I bet things are starting to make a little more sense now. It's time for the assembly. Keep in mind, I didn't follow the drawing to a T. I left out what I didn't need and added some things too. So for about $100 in materials, this bender will be able to take much more abuse than one you can buy at the same price. Plus, I don't know about you, but I enjoy making my own tools. The sense of accomplishment is much more rewarding.
Worked out really well. Well, that's it. That's how you make a sheet metal bender. Now, converting from metric to US Imperial, there's a little bit of tolerances that you have to mess with a little bit. I got to put some shims in a couple places and get some things to work, but all in all, it gets me close enough to where this thing is going to get me to do a whole lot more projects. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. And I'll see you next time. Maybe we'll get to use this a little bit. We'll see.